Hello there, and let's crack on with another video from
Bonkers.
As we delve into the darker corners of human obsession, we find ourselves face to face with the terrifying world of Psycho Stalkers. In this video, we'll be counting down some of the most chilling cases of stalking that will leave you sleeping with the lights on.
Release the nut jobs.
Hi guys. Hi. I'm Jackie.
Jacqueline Ades is a notorious stalker who made headlines for her obsessive behavior towards a man she met online. After only one date, Ades became convinced that the man was in love with her and began showing up at his workplace, sending him thousands of threatening texts and emails and even breaking into his home.
So I was like, okay, I have to go meet him because I told God that's what I would do. So I go meet him and we have the same birthday. Our brothers are both named Jacob and David. Our fathers are both Egyptian Jews. We're from Cairo. We're both vegetarians. Then I find out he does stuff for the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea has 33% salt in it. Walt Disney's club is called Club 33. The reason they're called this is because the location of Atlantis is inside the Earth. The coordinates are 3333. It's the soul of the Earth.
Jackie, can I get you to respond to some of the charges against you?
Oh.
Did you break into his home?
I'd rather not talk about those things.
Ades's stalking continued for over a year, with her eventually being arrested and charged with stalking and burglary.
A threatening series of text messages. You do whatever you have to get here, but don't ever try to leave me. I'll kill you. I don't want to be a murderer. I hope you die. LOLOLOL. I'm like the new Hitler. Man was a genius. And oh, what would I do with your blood? I'd want to bathe in it.
How often do you text him? All day? What do you text him about?
Love, secrets of the universe.
Love, secrets of the universe. In your text messages, you made a lot of statements that were very aggressive. You talked about how you wanted to cut up his body, how you wanted to remove his organs, how you wanted to remove his circulatory. Do you remember?
I would never do that.
Taking out his muscles and his organs and wearing his skin, and I mean that.
I didn't think it was scary. I mean, he does this to me. He calls the police on me.
Her case is a chilling example of how quickly online relationships can escalate into real-life obsessions. Lily Allen, the British singer-songwriter, was subjected to a terrifying stalking ordeal by Alex Gray, a man who became obsessed with her. Gray began showing up at Allen's concerts, sending her messages, and even broke into her home.
So early in 2009, I played a concert at Coco, which is a relatively small venue in Camden, and I was on stage singing. And during the concert, I saw often people hold banners up or, messages for me to read out. And I saw this banner that said, "I wrote the fear, where's my money," etc., etc. And I immediately knew that it was him, And
in the room?
And that was quite terrifying because, well, not only because he was there, I didn't know if he had a weapon on him and that he was about to do something. Also, I was the only person in the building that knew who he was, and that was a really isolating moment for me, knowing that he knew that I knew. So he gets into the room. Well, first of all, I'm lying in bed and I could see the door handle moving, and then he steams in and starts screaming and shouting, "Where's my dad? Where's my dad? What have you done with my dad, you bitch?" After I gave evidence, I was taken into a room and I was told by the CPS that in his interview, he said that he was going to put a knife through my face.
Allen was forced to increase her security measures and eventually obtained a restraining order against Gray, but not before he had caused her significant emotional distress.
I don't think you can sell people. Oh my God! Yes. Hi.
You.
I'm Chad Michael Bustow. You know who I am. I need to see you at some point while I'm doing this. Okay? Thank you.
A man's been arrested for allegedly stalking actress Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, the Hollywood actress, was stalked by a man named Chad Bustow in the late 1990s. Bustow became obsessed with Barrymore after seeing her in a film and began showing up at her home and work engagements, sending her gifts and letters, and even attempting to break into her property. The stalking was so intense that Barrymore was forced to obtain a restraining order against Bustow and increase her security measures.
He was spotted riding a bicycle up into private driveways looking for Barrymore. He was ultimately arrested by Southampton Town Police, charged with stalking for allegedly trying to track down the star at her summer home out east.
I believe that we have a connection in our past. I believe that I met her at the Hard Rock Hotel after Loibl in 2007.
Bustow's behavior was particularly disturbing, as he claimed to be in love with Barrymore and believed that they were destined to be together. The experience was traumatic for Barrymore, who has spoken about the fear and anxiety she felt during that time.
I would like to read a statement on behalf of the Toy Potter regarding the release of a young man called Alan Belfield, who was sent to prison for 45 years.
In a shocking case of stalking, Alex Belfield, a former BBC presenter and YouTube personality, was convicted of stalking charges in September 2022 and sentenced to prison. Belfield's downward spiral into obsession began with a fixation on a BBC colleague, whom he began to harass and intimidate through a series of disturbing messages. But what started as an unhealthy obsession quickly escalated into a full-blown stalking campaign.
I was afraid of what he could do to my family. I was afraid because you have to think round corners with this stuff. And, you know, we've seen knife attacks on MPs being killed, people who are prominent being attacked. So I'm not trying to give myself undue status here, but I had to think this through. So I can see this YouTube channel is an absolute fountain of hate. He wants that hatred to be so great that someone pays me a visit. And I know he wanted that because he put my home address out. So I had to take it seriously. I've got 2 teenage daughters. You know, I can't be casual about it. So at that point, I was scared for them.
As the case unfolded, it became clear that Belfield's behavior was not just limited to one person, but was rather a symptom of a deeper psychological issue that had been lurking beneath the surface.
Like if I use you stalking then it's stalker, is that equal? Do you want to apologise to people who upset? Or are you going to carry on using social media, sending messages and emails like you have in the past?
The conviction and imprisonment of Alex Belfield serves as a warning to anyone who has ever used their online presence to harass or intimidate others.
Hiya. Are you still worried?
A nightmare figure infiltrated their lives. This was the biggest stalking case I'd ever seen.
Matthew Hardy spent over 10 years obsessing over and stalking numerous women online. Hardy's disturbing behavior involved creating fake online personas, leaving a trail of fear and anxiety in his wake.
One of the UK's most prolific cyber stalkers harassed countless women online. He set up endless fake social media accounts to contact their friends, their family, their employers. He impersonated them. He tried to ruin them.
He would pretend to be me on all social media platforms, even including WhatsApp and text messages.
What was he saying? What were the messages?
He would say that
You probably can't say at this hour of the day.
If you can summarise it without
Yeah, he would, if he was pretending to meet me, he would contact people's husbands and boyfriends, and you can imagine what their messages were. Yeah. And if he was contacting them, he'd pretend to be my best friend and then contact them saying that I've said something about their boyfriend and husbands as well.
Stirring.
Oh my gosh, I had this incident with my boss where Matthew pretended to be me on WhatsApp and started communicating with my boss in a flirty, sexual way. My boss ended up getting some pictures from a photo shoot that I did, and it completely ruined our relationship because then my boss saw me in that way, and obviously I had no idea that this had happened.
Oh, God.
So coming into work and my boss acting
strange,
strange with me, I was very confused on what was going on.
For a decade, Hardy's victims lived in terror, unsure of what he was capable of or when he would strike next. The true extent of Hardy's online stalking is shocking, as shown in the Netflix documentary Can I Tell You a Secret, with multiple women falling victim to his twisted games, and it's a chilling reminder of the dangers of online harassment and the importance of protecting oneself in the digital age. Holly Willoughby, the British TV presenter, was at the centre of a terrifying stalking ordeal when a man named Gavin Plumb became obsessed with her. The stalking was so intense that Willoughby was forced to obtain a restraining order against Plumb and increase her security measures. But what's even more shocking is that Plumb's obsession with Willoughby almost turned deadly when he attempted to kidnap her.
Hands and ankle shackles, ring and ball gag.
This is the restraint kit Gavin Plumb allegedly assembled in a plot to kidnap, rape and murder Holly Willoughby. Jurors were also shown a photograph of similar gear Plumb said to have sent to a man he was trying to recruit to his plan.
Right, plan of action. I'll give you a brief rundown. Basically, we're going to hit it at night. Less traffic on the road, etc. Chloroform both of them. That way then they can both be easily restrained.
He ordered chloroform online and shared this picture, said the prosecutor.
Luckily, Plumb was caught by the authorities before he could carry out his sinister plan, and Willoughby was able to escape the ordeal without harm.
For the offence of soliciting murder, I sentence you to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 15 years and 85 days. For the offence of encouraging or assisting the commission of the offence of kidnapping, I sentence you to life imprisonment with a minimum term to serve of 15 years and 85 days. And for the offence of encouraging or assisting the commission of the offence of rape, I sentence you to life imprisonment with a minimum term to serve of 15 years and 85 days. You may go down.
911 emergency.
Someone has broken into my house. I'm hiding in the closet.
They're in the house now?
Yes, they are. I just saw them walk into the attic. I have
Is it a man or a woman?
I think it was a man.
What's your name, ma'am?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, found herself at the centre of a terrifying stalking ordeal in 2014. A man named Joshua James Corbet became obsessed with Bullock, and his fascination with her quickly turned into a dark and disturbing fixation. Corbet's behaviour was particularly disturbing as he claimed to be married to Bullock.
I hear someone banging on the door.
Is it your bedroom?
Yes.
8029 suspects now attempting to gain entry to the bedroom.
At the time of his arrest, Corbet was unarmed, but allegedly carrying a handwritten letter where he wrote, "I'll be around as you know, I love you." It was signed, "Your husband, Joshua James Corbet." He also wrote about her 4-year-old son, Louis, who was not at home at the time of the incident.
You have the right to have a preliminary hearing.
Days later, he was charged with residential burglary and stalking. But after police conducted a search of his home, they uncovered an arsenal of weapons and charged him with 19 additional felonies.
In a shocking twist, Corbet was found dead in his home in 2018 after a standoff with police. Bullock's case highlights the dangers of stalking and the importance of taking threats seriously. Gunter Parche is a German stalker who is infamous for stabbing tennis player Monica Seles during a match in 1993. Parche, an obsessed fan of Seles' rival Steffi Graf, intended to severely injure Seles so that she would be unable to play tennis and Graf would become the world #1 player again.
I remember sitting on the bench. I was just like thinking to myself, I should change. I'm giving my opponent a little bit of too much which she liked, and then suddenly I just felt like such a hard pain, like sharp pain in me. It's like, ooh. And then I wanted to touch what's in there, and I just saw blood.
Parche's dark obsession with Graf ultimately led him to commit the horrific crime, which shocked the tennis world and had a lasting impact on Selez's career. Parche's case is a disturbing example of how stalking can escalate into violent behavior with devastating consequences.
But I got a stage woo, and the chorus was something like, I can't remember, I knew it went, I'm begging you for mercy, why won't you leave me?
Welsh singer Duffy was kidnapped and held captive by a stalker in 2010. The stalker, who has not been named, abducted Duffy and held her against her will for several days, subjecting her to physical and emotional abuse. Duffy was eventually rescued by police, but the experience had a profound impact on her mental health and well-being. She has since spoken publicly about the trauma she suffered and the difficulties she faced in recovering from the ordeal. Duffy's case highlights the extreme dangers of stalking and the importance by authorities of taking threats seriously. Christine Grimmie, the American singer and YouTube personality, was tragically murdered by a stalker in 2016. Kevin Loibl, a man who had become obsessed with Grimmie, shot and killed her after a concert in Orlando, Florida.
Chilling footage shows the man who killed Christina Grimmie at her Orlando concert just before he shot the singer at a meet and greet. In videos released by the Orlando Police Department, 27-year-old Kevin Loibl is standing in the back of the concert hall in a flannel t-shirt waiting to see the voice contestant. Also released by authorities, photos of evidence, the crime scene and the 911 calls in the aftermath of the shooting that happened 6 months ago.
Christina got shot. Christina Grimmie.
Pop, 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 pop.
I was traumatized. I didn't know what was going on.
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do.
A man in the crowd shot the singer at point-blank range. Grimmie's brother, Mark, who often appeared with her on YouTube, tackled the gunman, who then shot and killed himself in the struggle.
Her brother's a hero for saving and stopping him, for not hurting anyone else.
Grimmie was rushed to the hospital, but died from her injuries the next morning.
Madonna, for example, they are going to have security around them all the time, no matter where they might be. As you go down the tier of people less famous, make less money, chances are they may have no security.
And there have been plenty of close calls, many captured in YouTube videos like these. Adam Levine, Christina's mentor, accosted on stage by a zealous fan who tried to hug him. The same thing happening to Taylor Swift, a perfect stranger grabbing her leg at a concert. A Justin Bieber fan rushed at the singer on stage before security tackled him. And Beyoncé was almost pulled off stage at a concert in Brazil before security intervened.
As we conclude this video, we're left to wonder what drives individuals to engage in such behavior and what we can do to prevent similar cases in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and we'll have something a little more light-hearted for you next time. So, stay bonkers, people, just not too bonkers.